Hi, I'm Ken Hamlin, and you're watching Hammer Talk. Texas native PGA golfer Jordan Spieth has won the U.S. Open at Chamber Bay, clinching his second major of the year. By doing so, he's become the youngest player to have both a U.S. Open and Masters title. At 21, Spieth is the youngest golfer to have won a U.S. Open since 1923. What's important here is that Spieth is trying to accomplish what has never been done by attempting to win all 4 majors in a calendar year. Can he do it? With the British Open approaching, the chance at a Grand Slam are looking bright for this young Dallas man. You know what they say, go big or go home. After all, everything is bigger in Texas. So Leslie, Jordan Spieth winning his second title, winning the U.S. Open at Chamber Bay. Do you feel like he has the opportunity and the chance to win all 4 and having all 4 won within a calendar year?
On the Grand Slam?
Yes.
I definitely think he has a chance to do that. His game is real good. Obviously, the U.S. Open was, pretty much looked like the British Open with the open links kind of course. So he did well in that. He does well under pressure. But I want to talk about Dustin choking too.
That was my next question because he was so close and going into the last green, actually on the green, and then having an opportunity to really either take it the extra round or winning it. How do you feel about him late in the rounds and not being able to finish when he's right there so close? Yeah,
Dustin has done this a few times. I think he has that great athleticism, hits the ball straight and long, but when it comes to pressure putts, he typically pulls up like this. So literally when he got to the 18th hole and all he had to do was 2 putt to go into play another 18 holes, in my mind I'm like, this dude's he's gonna choke, and literally he pulled it to the right. It was a straight 7-foot putt, and he pulled it. So that's what Dustin is known for.
Get excited, Houston. Your Texans will be the next featured team on HBO's series, Hard Knocks. Now this got me thinking, did the publicity of the participating teams in past seasons have a positive or negative effect with their playing on the field? We put the brain trust to work and hammered out the numbers. Our guy Nelson did the math and came up with some hopeful results.
Hi! Well, the math was quite simple. I employed the Pythagorean projection, and this formula with an exponent of 2.37 gives us the projected winning percentage. Now, take the points of 2.37 all over the points of 2.37 plus.
Hold up. Wait a minute now. Get out of here with all that. We're trying to inform the folks, not confuse them. Now look, what we found was that out of the non-participating teams, 5 went on to the playoffs. 4 of those 5 were AFC division teams. Now, was this a solid correlation? No, but it does lean heavily in the Texans' favor. The added publicity will give the fans a peek into the world of the team they love and support, and the chance to get to know the players and staff as the series progresses. That could be the real push this team needs in the playoff direction.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, I cannot wait to see J.J. Watt on Hard Knocks. Watching him mic'd up last year was great enough, and that wasn't enough for me for him. I mean, so to see him go a whole season, I'm excited to see Coach O'Brien. He's an animated guy. I think it's more about the personalities when it comes to Hard Knocks, and any exposure for the city of Houston is a good thing.
I definitely agree with that. Now because of some of the additions and subtractions from the team, and them really offensively having to really make a statement, do you think that they have the players in place right now that could actually win more games and possibly go into the playoffs?
I think Hoyer can manage a game. I think Mallett, could emerge as that type of player as well. I mean, with the kind of defense that we have, I don't think you necessarily need a superstar offense. You have young players coming up that we've drafted on offense, though, that I think could contribute more this year than they did last year. So I think we do have, the pieces in place to compete.
NBA news, the Golden State Warriors earned their franchise's first NBA title in 40 years. Finishing with the 3rd most wins in NBA history, only behind 2 of Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls teams in the mid-90s. Think about that for a second. 10 of the 16 Warriors playoff wins came by double digits. The average age of their starting 5 is 26 years old. dare we say, a dynasty in brewing?
Now, with Golden State having one of the youngest teams in the league, I think they average in 26 years old, do you think this is an opportunity for them to have a dynasty?
Possibly. As long as they don't have any, sustain any major injuries, anything like that, I think it'll be a repeat as far as at least the playoffs. As far as another championship back-to-back, I think that's pretty hard to do, but at least next year.
Well, the one thing I think you see in the league now is you have a lot of teams who are, players are moving around to try to build their own dynasty. Do you think this team will be a team, because they're young, that would stay together and try to do something like that to build a dynasty?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I think the era I grew up in was with the Boston Celtics and Sixers and the LA Lakers. You see the same teams all the time, but now this is a new era of new teams, and so I hope they would. I'm glad to see that.
Baseball news. We'll file this under keeping it all in the family. During the MLB draft, the Astros selection became quite the family affair. In the 34th round, they selected Connor Biggio. Yes, you guessed it, son of Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. 1 round later, Astros swept up Cody Clemens. Does that sound familiar? Son of 7-time Cy Young winner Roger Clemens. And it didn't end there. With the 5th and 37th overall picks, Houston took Kyle Tucker, brother of current outfielder Preston Tucker, as well as Daz Cameron, son of former All-Star Mike Cameron. Only time will tell if these selections pay off, but the pedigree is definitely there. Look, I'd love to hear from you. Send me your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter. For now, I'm Ken Hamlin, and you've just been there.